Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another Cupid Parasite. I forgot. I'm glad I went back to look at what happened before, but it looks like there was a stalker following Aconite around. Yeah, it's been a couple of days since I did a video, but it's because my husband had moved in with me in the office, and I yeah, I'm just having trouble finding a good recording schedule to go around that. So that's why we're doing another Cupid Parasite, and I'm going to do a short one so I can get it released sometime later tonight. It's 10:40 p.m. right now, and then I will keep recording because I did take a nap while he was in the office all to himself. So I'll be able to get at least another recording out, so I don't have at least an issue tomorrow. But and then yeah, still just trying to work out recording times with the new change. He asked if he needs to move back into the bedroom. I'm like, no, because then I would feel really guilty for kicking you out of the office. And he's like, well, I feel guilty that you can't record and you just go to sleep. Like, well, I mean, so I am trying to adjust to that. Like, I couldn't even record The Sims, and I don't know why, because The Sims is like, it's not that embarrassing to play, but at the same time, it's like I feel like I have to have a filter with what I say on The Sims because he's back there listening. And wearing headphones doesn't help. He's like, I can wear headphones. I'm like, it doesn't help. It's the fact that you can hear me if you wanted to. So, uh, yeah, like I don't know. But my Sims series is done. I finished it yesterday, and it's not all edited and out, but it will be. But if you want to check out my Sims Black Widow challenge, I'll link the playlist if I can, or my channel or something up here for you to click on. And at the end of the video, as always, you can check out my other channel through that link. Anyway, a few days later, there was no time to introduce any members who could be accepted by the agent this shoot. You're back to nothing. Today's filming location was at Lost York Park. The staff are bustling around trying to get things ready.
衣装準備できました。
遅くなりました。マフラー届きました。すぐ入れます。
I turned up my noise gate a little bit because it was picking up my fan in my chair, so hopefully it doesn't cut out any words. It looks like it's picking up my voice fairly fine for right now. This hustle and bustle is just a normal day for Sillywood movie shoot. That said, I'm feeling nervous today. It's all because I'm not sure how Raul's acting is going to be perceived by the director. I think things are a lot better this morning, at least as far as I can tell. Even though Raul's days were complete failures, his romantic acting seems like it's changed for the better. I'm watching over Raul closely today as he prepares himself. I hope that he'll get the go-ahead from the director. But all he's doing right now is tilting his head from side to side, looking around the film location in bewilderment.
あれここに置いておいた俺のタオル知らない
Are you missing a towel?
あら見てないけれど忘れたんじゃない
おかしいな。確かに置いたと思ったんだけど。キューピッドの矢の柄のタオル。
Uh-oh. It's an important towel. I didn't know I didn't know you had a Cupid towel.
うん。俺キューピッドも好きだから。最近はネプチューンの次ぐらいに好きかな。
Oh, Cupid is second. Well, that's utterly embarrassing. Cupid in the human realm basically takes the form of a young man. I kind of get why Raul likes Cupid. No matter what form Cupid takes, the fact that people always show love for the goddess of love makes me feel so happy.
実は君に言われてから俺もキューピッド女性説に目覚めちゃってさ。
I hope he finds out that she's Cupid. I think that would make his date. Huh? Really now?
うん。それで調べ始めたらどんどん好きになっちゃってさ。見て、今俺の筆箱もキューピッド柄なんだ。
Raul digs around in his bag and take out the case, only to blink repeatedly in surprise.
ってあれ筆箱もない。置いてきちゃったのかな。
Has someone taken his mythology stuff?
じゃあそろそろ撮影入るぞ。みんな配置につけ。
あ、行かなきゃ。バッグよろしく。
Sure. Raul passes me his bag, then quickly dashes off to a wardrobe so he can get ready. To the wardrobe. All of his Cupid themed items are gone. I wonder what's happening here. Maybe he just left them at home, or maybe someone just got as much of a Cupid fan and took his things by mistake.
これは嫌な予感がするわ。
What's wrong with you? Huh?
前にもよく物がなくなることがあったの。ストーカーがついた時よ。
Oh, he's got another one, I guess. A stalker following Raul around. You can't be serious right now, can you? I bet it's just a coincidence. He probably forgot to bring his things from home. I bet they're there. Then again, I'm starting to get some bad vibes too. Something feels off. Usually Raul leaves his bag whenever he drops it, but today he handed it to me. It's like he knows something is off. I clutched his bag tightly as a feeling of pressure surrounds me.
でも大丈夫よ。今までもよくあったことなの。なんとかなるわ。
Raul's agent quickly turns away and focuses on his acting. Raul, Aconite, Sillywood star, I'm sure he has fans all around the world. That means there's a possibility that one of them will cross the line again and start stalking him. There's no assurance that someone won't try to find a way to steal his personal items. That would explain why the agent was so serious about a secondary background check. She wanted someone they could trust. Which also explains why Raul is the way he is and tends to keep to himself. In any case, I'll go check out his performance today. Whether or not there's a stalker around isn't something I can worry about right now. I need to help him with his acting. So far, so good today. The director is praising Raul's expressions and general performance. Things are looking up now. I knew that dating would help him, or well, that's at least what I thought. After the shoot, Raul's shoes were missing too. All of this in addition to his items from this morning. Someone took his shoes. He ends up having to wear his acting shoes for the rest of the day. So weird.
これはまずいわね。
ちょっと厄介だよね。
That day we decided to have a meeting at a nearby cafe.
物がしょっちゅうなくなるし、これは間違いなくストーカーね。
トイレ入ったらカメラまであったもんね。さすがに気づいてすぐ壊したけどさ。
In the bathroom, oh my goodness. Raul and the manager talk ever so casually about the situation, which is leaving me feeling baffled. Aren't you going to escalate this and take it to the police?
言っても無駄よ。今までも何度も言ってきたもの。でもシリウッド俳優ってだけで大抵は自己責任ってことにされるの。
Your responsibility? What kind of answer is that?
そんなもんだよ。まあ仕方ないよね。
でも大丈夫よ。専属の弁護士には言っておくし、厄介なことになる前に警告はするわ。
そうそう。それに何かあってもパンクラチョンで対抗するから大丈夫だよ。
いや、そこは SP に頼りなさいよ。
ワニやピラニアより人間の方が戦いやすいから平気だよ。
They continue joking around, which goes to show that they really are used to this kind of situation. I guess it's just a part of Sillywood. Still, it's a major problem. I just can't turn a blind eye to what's happening to Raul. I can't imagine who would do such a thing, especially right now. It would make sense if he recently appeared in a movie or the front page of a magazine, but the film isn't even public yet.
そうね。経験上の勘で言えば、この間ラウルとデートした3人のうちの誰かが怪しいわね。
Why would any of them stalk them? Like they weren't interested at all. What? Do you mean our members?
それはないよ。みんな俺に呆れてたし、さっさと帰っちゃったし。
そうならいいんだけど。
I should look into this further. If one of Cupid Corp's members are behind this, then the fault lies with me. Human feelings are incredibly complex. It's not rare to see people change their feelings one after another. In fact, some members even tell their advisor that they want someone they used to hate or even previously refused. In any case, please make sure Raul isn't left alone until things are settled down.
じゃあ先生が俺んち来る？
Wrong kind. Thank you, but no thank you.
泊まればいいのに。
protect me.
あら、それいいわね。
Excuse me, it's not a smart idea when I haven't even had a chance to agree with you. Raul is casual as usual, but his agent is something else too. Just don't stay out in the open alone. I'll do all the driving. Is that a plan?
ああ、心強いな。
Raul flashes a huge grin at me. I can tell he's not even taking this seriously. He doesn't even see me as protection. I'll have you know that I am a real deal god, you know? I'm Cupid, the goddess of love. I can protect Raul if it comes down to that. No, I will protect him if it comes down to that. Just shoot your arrow at them. It is my sacred duty as an advisor to provide Raul with an environment where he can flourish. He's feeling lonely. I'm at home now, lying on my sofa, alone after my teacher took me home. I told her she can come in and chill, but she kept refusing and eventually left. Now I have to spend the night alone again. I have a sudden realization while mumbling to myself. Since when have I thought being alone was boring? I usually go to bed and wake up alone. The only time that I don't is when a girl asked me to sleep with her. My parents were busy when I was a kid, so being alone wasn't new for me. I guess the only times I haven't been alone when I woke up have been the 3 times she's been over. Those 3 visits are burned into my mind. They're some of the best memories in my entire life. Which is probably why I want to spend my time with her instead of being alone. Polishing my statues just isn't as much fun as before. Something just feels off. Even thinking about mythology isn't as fun as it used to be.
あ、そうだ。昨日ネットで買った復刻版の神話大全メモリアルブックが届いたんだった。
I'm sure that reading my new book will be a nice distraction. I quickly head to my apartment's delivery locker. There, I grab my package, but...
あれ?
It looks like the package was already opened once before. I opened the package. Inside was my book, plus another book on this that I don't remember ordering. Uh-oh. Later that day, Raul appeared at the chute looking rather exhausted. Oh my, are you alright? You look tired.
ああ、うん、平気平気。ちょっと昨日変なことがあってさ。
So someone was in his house? Something strange? Apparently Raul thinks that his unknown stalker found out where he lives. The proof was the package he ordered, which had been opened. To make things even weirder, someone was placing bread in front of his place as well. Bread.
ということでなんか不気味だからさ。今日からホテルに泊まることにしたんだ。朝からその支度してたら疲れちゃった。
Are you sure you really don't need to tell the police?
それより家がバレるなんてまずいわ。まさかラウル、また女の子を適当に捕まえて引き込んだりしてないでしょうね。
してないよ。先生にしちゃダメだって言われてからもうずーっとしてないよ。
I've been abstaining. What? You know about him sleeping around too?
どこもシリウッド俳優なんてこんなものよ。
Well, I guess so. My mind flashes back to the party and suddenly I feel exhausted. I guess the movies project a certain image about actors. Behind the scenes, things are quite different. By the way, Raul, what was the book that was slipped into your package?
それがさ、なんとキューピッドとプシュケの物語を脚本化したやつが入ってたんだ。もしかして奥さんに姿を見せないキューピッドのふりでもしてるのかな。
Well, that's quite the thing to say. It doesn't feel good knowing someone's out there misusing my name. I never do what his stalker is doing in the first place. The story of Cupid and Psyche is about how Cupid accidentally pricks his finger with his own arrow, right?
そうそう。もしかしたらストーカーさんも恋するつもりなかったのに恋しちゃったってところとかけてるのかもね。
It doesn't excuse bad behavior. Finding Raul's place and opening his package is wrong no matter what way you look at it. At this rate, there's no telling what the stalker might do. I've got to protect Raul from whomever this is. I'll take him back to the hotel he's staying at. Looks like I'll need to prepare him for this shoot and keep an eye on him. I almost expected her to take him back to her place. A few days later. We wrap up the shoot as usual. Right now, I'm walking with Raul on his way back to the hotel. Unfortunately, whoever is stalking him had found the hotel he was staying at, so we've been changing hotels every day now. Wow, how did they find that out? This has to be exhausting Raul. He always ends up looking drained after finishing filming for the day. That's why I've been keeping watch for him closely by escorting him to the hotel for the day. I can't believe I'm asking it again, but are you really sure that you don't need to tell the police about this?
やっぱりこの時期に騒ぎは起こしたくないからさ。監督にはたくさん迷惑かけてるし。
By trouble around means his acting. While the number of retakes have lessened, it's clear that the director still isn't fully satisfied with his performance. That's why he's so hesitant about making a fuss. It would be horrible if any rumors made their way onto the tabloids. Still, Raul shouldn't have to bear the brunt of all this. Sure, the tabloids have a huge impact on public perception, but Cupid has had its share of problems with the tabloids before. They even wrote lies about the president's relationship. Who knows what kind of effect they would have on Goddess on the Camel Part 2, especially if Raul was in police custody. Suddenly I noticed Raul looking over his shoulder frequently. Are we being followed?
ここのところずっとそうなんだよね。誰かが見ているような気がするっていうか、誰かにつけられてる気がする。慣れてるつもりだけど、さすがに疲れたかな。
Raul flashes a weak, exhausted smile. It's enough that he's tired from filming. He has the stalker on his back too. But getting used to something doesn't mean that you're immune to its effects. I swear the stalker is making my blood boil. If this person actually lacks Raul, they should spend their time more constructively rather than just being a creep. How about we head there by taxi?
ああ、いや大丈夫。今日のホテルはすぐそこだからさ。
On foot it is then. We carefully, cautiously make our way to the hotel. They're just going to follow you and find it. As we come to an open street...
危ない!
Huh? Raul suddenly shoves me forward, which causes me to fall. Behind me, I hear a scream.
なんで飛び出してくるの?
Huh? I turn around and see red. Red. Raul. I covered my mouth to hold back a gasp, clawing at my throat. Raul's arm is bleeding, bright red blood. No, Raul. Let me call an ambulance.
ああ、大丈夫。そこまでじゃないよ。かすり傷だから。
Why did he jump at her? He waves his hand to show it's alright, but his fingers are so red from trying to cover the wound. The blood steadily drips into the ground. As I look up, I see the woman who appeared from the side. She has a knife in her hand. You tried to stab her? Because, man, that's not just stalkers. That's, like, obsessed now. She's standing there in a daze, bloody knife in hand. She looks at Raul with confusion. Yeah, she can get arrested for that, assaulting a movie star. She was the archaeologist who went on a date with Raul. I get up and rush to stand in front of Raul's cover. Then I give the archaeologist a stern glare. You're a Cupid court member. What are you doing with that knife? Why are you attacking Raul?
違います。私、あなたの方を狙ったのに、彼が急に飛び出してくるから。
What is wrong with you? Wait, what? You were coming for me.
あなたが悪いんじゃないですか。いつも彼と一緒にいて離れなくて。彼の恋人は私なのに。
Oh, seriously, what's wrong with you? Why didn't you show more interest in the date then?
え、恋人?
My lover. His lover? Wow, don't tell me that you...
何もしてないよ。本当に何も言ってないし、普通に1時間デートしただけだけど。
Since when have you thought that you were his lover?
錯覚じゃありません。
でも俺は恋人になったつもりはないな。
あんなに近い距離を歩いていたのにですか？ゼウスみたいに私の肩まで抱いて、さらにジェット機に乗ってあんなに移動したのに。
Wow. She's crazy. Ah, come on, Raul. This is a bit your fault for leading her on, though still. Yeah, still, you don't go attack people with knives.
それに初めてだったんですよ。あんな目を輝かせて私の話を聞いてくれるのも、私の服を褒めてくれたのも。正直最初は今回もないなって思いましたよ。ですが他の人と婚活でデートするたびにだんだんあなたを思い出してしまって。
Why didn't you just request for another date then instead of just stalk him?
私の考古学研究の話をとても興味深いと目を輝かせて聞いていた姿が日を追うごとに思い出されて、あんなに私に思わせぶりな素振りをしていたのに私は何も答えてあげられなかったと、不意に後悔の念に襲われたんです。ですが人と付き合うなんて無理です。なので少しずつ彼のもので慣れていって、それでついに答えてあげようと思ったらあなたが。
Oh my goodness. I decided to get used to you by taking your belongings. Do people not realize that that's like against the law? Pardon, but do you mean me? Also, you stole his things because you wanted to get used to him? Ma'am.
だから毎日見てました。彼があなたに付きまとわれているのを。だから彼女の私が排除してあげるべきだって。
Yeah, she's crazy. That's why you drew your knife on me? Did it ever occur to you that you can just talk to me? Is your mouth so useless? First of all, I'm seeing him as his advisor for his acting career. I'm surprised you didn't approach me as a professional.
でも毎日あなたは彼の家の前まで行ってて、早く守ってあげなきゃって。
So that gives you the right to assault us. Do you realize that theft, regardless of reason, is a crime too, right? Yeah, I know, right?
付き合っていれば犯罪じゃありません。そうよ、結婚しちゃえば財産は分与されます。全部解決です。
Well, it's your word against his word. He says that you're not lovers and you're not married, so you can't share yet. But you're not lovers and you're definitely not married to him, which means it's a crime regardless of what you think or feel.
だけど恋はします。恋をしていれば何だって女の子は許されるって本に書いてありました。
I can do anything in the name of love. This isn't Sailor Moon. What fairy tale did you get that message from, Sailor Moon? Does love mean that you get to do whatever you want when you want to?
なんですか？私と彼の間に入ってきて、あなたアドバイザーじゃない。会員同士を結婚させるのが仕事でしょ。私は彼とデートしました。だったら私と彼の仲を取り持ったらどうなんですか？
You may have dated him, but she's slept with him twice. I would if things were consensual, but you're stalking him. Cupid Corp strictly prohibits that behavior.
ストーカーなんかじゃありません。
Oh my goodness.
好きなの。こんな気持ちになったの初めてなのよ。だから邪魔しないで。
Oh my goodness. Why are you still talking to her? She's obviously lost it. She cries out in a shrill voice, then charges full tilt at me with her knife. Raul screams my name from behind me. The knife takes on an eerie glow under the streetlight. I have no intention of dying here, nor being killed. I am a god. I am the real deal Cupid. I won't approve of your twisted love. I grab my necklace and position my bow. I'll change your heart with a single shot of my arrow, and watch out, I never miss. Though honestly, I wouldn't miss because you pissed me off, ma'am. Love prevails? Ha! Love isn't so simple. You can't reduce it down like that. Don't use your twisted desires as an excuse. Love is something far greater than a concept. And trust me, love doesn't exist in people who try to twist it to meet their horrible needs. Love doesn't harm. What rests in my hand isn't my golden arrow of love, it's my leaden arrow. The only arrow that can fix the situation. And ma'am, you need to take a chill pill right now. I love it. I lose my arrow before she can even take a step towards me with her knife. The leaded arrow soars through the air and... I'd never miss. It strikes the archaeologist's heart, and just like that, she freezes in place. Then she lets go of the knife.
あれ？私、なんでこんなところに？
I'm so excited right now. I'm glad that she did that right in front of Raul. Now he's gonna know for sure. She looks at Raul with a blank expression on her face, then she frowns. She's completely oblivious now.
何？映画の撮影か何かですか？
No. Yes, exactly. That's why he's bleeding. He's bleeding ketchup. Why, yes, it is. We're just rehearsing.
ふん。まあ、私には関係ありませんから。失礼します。何あの男。嫌な感じね。
You're talking to him. She fussily pushes up her glasses and walks away. Together, Raul and I watch her walk away. Then we let out mutual sighs of relief. Thank goodness, it looks like I was able to extinguish the flame of her love. It's been a while since I've used my powers. It feels good to know that my identity as Cupid is still with me. And I promised to never use my arrow until I showed Dad a thing or two, but this was a special situation, so it doesn't count. I know, she's trying to kill you. Anyway, now that things are said and done, I'm feeling a bit of regret. It's supposed to be Cupid, the goddess of love, yet I wasn't able to lead this woman in the right direction at all. I transferred my bow back into a necklace and turned around only to discover Raul looking at me with wide eyes.
君はキューピッドだったの？
Well... Oh shoot, I can't believe this. Raul is known as the obsessed Parasite, and a member of the Parasite 5, of course, his obsession is...
今のはもしや鉛の矢？あの人の恋心を消したんだね。
I suppose I did.
すごいすごいすごいすごいすごいよ、本物のキューピッドだなんて。
Ah! He embraces me so hard that my back cracks. Oh my goodness. My hips. I try pushing myself away, only to see Raul look at me with the brightest expression I've ever seen. His eyes are so happy.
やっぱり神はいたんだ。キューピッドはいたんだ。キューピッドは女の子だったんだ。これは大発見だ。業界に新刊が走るよ。俺のそばに本物のキューピッドがいただなんて。
When is he going to remember the fact that he's kissed her and slept with her?
アポロンとダフネの話は本当だったんだ。本当にキューピッドは金の矢と鉛の矢を持っていたんだね。こんなに効果が絶大なんだとしたら、アポロンがますますかわいそうに思えてきたよ。月桂樹になるぐらい嫌われたんだからね。つまり俺も彼女にそれぐらい嫌われたってことだ。これでストーカーともおさらばなんだ。ありがとう、俺を救ってくれて。
Yes, yes, you're welcome, but can you let me go now? I need to breathe.
は？でも本物のキューピッドってことは、君の D コンセンテスについての話は真実だったってことだよね。
Yeah, and Mars is her dad.
つまりネプチューンはやっぱり男で、それとキューピッドが女の子なのも本当で。ちょっと待って、それだと俺の仮説が全部間違いで。いや、それよりも大変だ。現代にも神がいるってことはアップデートされているから、古代ギリシャ時代の常識なんてとっくになくなってて。
Raul.
もしや神の世界は SF みたいになってるんじゃ？ねえ教えて、君はどんなところで暮らしてたの？スマホとか PC 使いこなしてるよね。ってことは深海には電気が通っているってこと？あ、 つまり SNS 見たりしてるかもしれなくて俺のファンの中にも神がいるかもしれない。あと俺を救ってくれたネプチューンについて教えてほしいんだ。今も神って祭りの時はちゃんとこの世界に来てくれるんだよね。でも君は
She's like, I can't answer all these questions. Raul, please.
リスクだって言ってたよね。怪我するかもって。つまり神であっても人間界に来たら脆くなるってこと？でもこうしてキューピッドの矢は使えるし。となると自然現象ももしや科学的に証明されている時代ではあるけれど、今も神がいるなら雷は今もゼウスが操っているということだ。そして航海に出る前にネプチューンに祈るのは今の時代でも本当なら欠かしちゃいけないことで、だからタイタニック号はきっと。
Oh, people on the Titanic.
というか俺、君と寝たってことは将来俺の名前が神話で登場する？ゼウスと寝たイオやったないみたいに。
A myth? I don't think you've been written down in mythology yet.
どうしよう、俺が神話の一部に。
That's only if, like, you tell someone, right? Wow. I headbutt him to stop him in his tracks. He's not listening. Ouch, bad idea. Raul was holding me so tightly that all I could do was literally use my head to stop him. It's true that I'm a god, but he's going to choke the literal life out of me at this rate. Please let me go, Raul. I need to breathe.
ごめん。
Finally, Raul lets me free. He still has a bright childlike look in his eyes that gawks at me. Looks like my impromptu headbutt didn't do anything.
本物のキューピッドだ。キューピッドってこんな姿だったんだ。ねえ、よければまたさっきみたいに弓矢を見せてほしいんだけど、あとよければ写真も。
Don't treat me like Cupid. What you see standing before you is the Cupid Corporation top bridal advisor. I only used my powers because it was an emergency. Otherwise, I'd have kept my true identity a secret. I did that because I needed to protect you, Raul. You can't treat me like a god, got it? Down here, I'm just your everyday, normal human being, understood? Did I make myself clear? I scolded Raul with all my might. Finally, he calms back down. He's cowering a little, as if he's regretting his actions, but he's also looking at me with big puppy dog eyes.
ごめんなさい。つい本物の神だと思ったらテンション上がりすぎちゃって。そうだよね。神である以前に君は一人の女の子なんだ。気をつけるよ。
He looks repentant, but I can tell that he secretly wants to continue asking me every question he can. Maybe I should just leave. As I mull over the situation, it suddenly occurs to me that Raul is still injured and bleeding. Raul, oh my god, are you alright? Does your cut hurt?
怪我？別に平気だけど。
He lifts his arm up as proof. Actually, the bleeding stopped, but the cut on his arm still looks horrible. Let's get you to the hospital. We need to get that wound looked at as soon as possible.
これぐらいの怪我平気だよ。病院行って騒ぎになりたくないし。普通に俺の家にあるサバイバルセットの中の医療道具で処置すれば大丈夫。
Oh yeah, is that your way of getting her back home? Survival kit. Also, I'm sure like movie stars have what, personal doctors and stuff?
うん。俺、よく旅先で怪我するからさ。消毒薬も包帯もたくさん持ってるんだ。こんなのアマゾンでピラニアに噛まれた時に比べれば猫に引っかかれた程度だよ。だから病院へは行かなくて平気。でも自分じゃ包帯巻きづらそうな位置だから君も手伝ってくれると嬉しいな。
And so, that is how Raul got you back home. I am here, once again, at Raul's house. Only this time I'm helping him tend to his wound.
はあ、やっぱ自分の家が一番だよね。ここに帰ってこられて本当によかったよ。君のおかげだね。
Regardless of how things went, I'm glad I was able to eradicate that archaeologist's fanatical love. Now Raul's safe. Similar to the golden arrow, which makes people fall in love, the leaden arrow dispels a love for 30 days. Simply, the golden arrow is used on people who are predestined to be together. The effects remains after 30 days. The leaden arrow is used to lead people back to the right path, so once their love fades, they go back to their normal lives. However, even after 30 days, I'm sure that she'll never love Raul like that again. If she ever decides to use Cupid Corp again, I'll make sure she's properly led down her path to the right person. For now, Raul can kiss hotel hopping goodbye. In a way, I sort of regret using my leaden arrow back there, but now that I see him safe and sound, I feel content.
それで医療セットはと。
He's so happy right now. I knew it would make his day once he found out. Raul merrily hums a tune as he drags a huge backpack out of his closet. Inside is the first aid kit with everything you need inside. It's definitely showing signs of frequent use.
この怪我ならこれとこれでいいな。はい、じゃあ手当てお願いしていいかな。
Of course, so all I need to do is disinfect the wound then wrap it up, right?
よろしく。
We sit down next to each other on the sofa while I check on Raul's wounded arm. The first thought that occurs to me is that he's a lot more muscular than most people. I have to admit, Raul must never miss arm day. I bet he's been using that bench press every single day. I have to hand it to him. Raul's serious about being an action star, sorry. Raul leans forward towards me as I keep touching his arm and hand.
くすぐったいよ。
Oh gosh, I'm sorry. I was just impressed with how muscular you are. Let me tend to your wound. I take the antiseptic and cotton balls out from the kit, then soak the cotton and clean his wound with it. I imagine it stings a bit, but Raul is still humming that wordless tune. He even sits like he's completely unfazed. He said that this wound is nothing compared to the piranha bites, so I suppose he's used to getting banged up a lot. Then again, he learns how to perform through experiences. That's how he became an action-eccentric movie star. If Gossip on a Camel was an action movie, Raul wouldn't have to go out on these dates. Of course, that means that he wouldn't have ended up with a stalker or gotten hurt like this. It also means he wouldn't have met me. I wrap his wound tightly with the bandage, then tape the end. I add an extra layer for good measure, better safe than sorry. And I'll call that a wrap. Hahaha.
ありがとう。助かったよ。
He rolls his shoulders once, then lets out a frown that betrays the pain he's in.
いってて。これは痛みが取れるまで3日ぐらいかかりそうだな。
His manager's gonna have a fit. Are you sure you'll be okay? You still have a shoot tomorrow.
まあ大丈夫だよ。包帯部分は衣装で隠れるだろうし、代わりに今日はちゃんとおとなしくしてる。
If that's the case, then let me make dinner for you tomorrow. Better to move around as little as possible.
本当？嬉しいな。じゃあ一緒にトロイア戦争の映画でも見ない？神から見た見解を。
How about a movie about romance? That way you can prepare for tomorrow's shoot without moving that sore arm of yours.
はい。
Raul goes silent and agrees a little fuss. He really is quite compliant when the need arises. You lay here. I'll take care of the hard part, okay?
はーい。
Raul flops into the sofa while I put away the first aid kit. This will be the second time that I make a meal at his place. I'm sure things will go fine. I should probably make something that he can eat easily, like with a spoon. That in mind, I get started on dinner. There might have been a typo, but I thought she said she's making dinner tomorrow. Either that or I read it wrong. I can hear the sound of something being grilled in the kitchen. I continue to lay on the sofa and close my eyes as the throbbing in my arm continues.
まさかナイフで怪我するなんて思わなかったな。
I did my best to put on a brave face, but honestly my arm hurt like nobody's business. I better take something.
彼女、 泊まっていってくれないかな。
I wouldn't mind having some company tonight. I'm a bit rattled after everything that happened. I kind of want her to pamper me. It's the first time that I've ever desired that.
でも、泊まっていってって言ったら、ダメって怒られるんだろうな。
I can't believe I touched her without permission. I'm pretty sure she thinks I'm a total player because of that. I don't want her to think of me like that. That's why I have to be more mindful of how I interact with her from now on.
でも、そっか。彼女はキューピッドだったから、きっと俺が警察に寝るのにもあんなに怒ったんだな。
At least he's starting to see the whole picture now. She's a god of love, which means matters of the heart are her entire world. That's why I need to show some restraint. But even though she's Cupid, I don't think she understands my feelings for her. Sure, I want to kiss her and sleep with her. Heck, I'm ready for her to stay with me until the sun burns out. But is this feeling because I'm excited about her being a god? Or was it in my heart before I knew that? Whatever the case, all I know is that my heart is racing right now. I can almost hear it thumping in my chest.
だって、本物のキューピッドがこんな目の前にいるなんて思わないし。
I think I finally get what my fans feel towards me. I'm reacting like someone seeing their favorite movie star. I feel like I'm on cloud 9 because I've seen a real god.
あの子が自分の家にいるって思っただけで、なんだか落ち着かないや。
I slap a hand onto my chest to try and calm my heartbeat down, then I glance towards the kitchen. I can see that she's wearing an apron as she works to make us dinner. That alone is making my heart ache. I'm happy that she's here, but knowing that she's really the god Cupid is confusing me beyond my wildest beliefs. Cupid saved me personally with her leaden arrow. Neptune saved me from food poisoning. The gods are constantly saving me. Can you blame me for liking legends and myths and lore so much? That's why my heart is racing now that I'm hanging with a god. Still, something feels off, but I kinda don't want to bother her about her godhood or any myths right now. She might get mad. She says she sealed her powers as a god in order to live as a mortal woman. If so, then I need to treat her like any other woman. At the end of the day, she's a Cupid corp advisor. She's also helping me improve my acting, and she's my very cute friend.
彼女にだけは嫌われたくない。どうしよう。こんなに他人の気持ちが気になったの初めてだよ。
I lived my life pretty freely, so I don't know how to act in this kind of situation. I want her to keep liking me. All I know is that I need to be a lot more serious. I have to stop constantly bringing up gods and follow her advice. I'm sure that's the right thing to do. Getting hungry? Ah, he's asleep. I just finished cooking dinner and decided to go check on Raul. He groggily bobbed his head as if he was on a boat.
いい匂い。
That's so cute. Raul lifts his head with glassy eyes. It looks like the smell of the dinner will come up. I quickly check his temperature. I think he has a fever. I touch his arm. The skin around his wound is warmer than the rest of him. Raul, are you okay? Do you think you can eat, or would you rather go back to sleep right now?
ご飯食べたいな。もうお腹ペコペコ。何作ってくれたの？
Risotto? I figure something warm and easy to eat would be best.
やったー。食べる食べる。
He takes the spoon I'm holding and scoops up a bite. I sit across from him and sat eating my own portion of risotto. After taking a few bites, I notice that Raul is frowning. His face is pinched with pain. He also looks like he's barely staying awake. I shouldn't be surprised. He's been under a lot of stress lately, especially since he's had to hop from hotel to hotel. Even though he still went to every shoot and kept up his normal, casual manner to avoid worrying anyone. Even after all that, he still protected me and ended up being injured. Memories of tonight flash in my mind. I can almost feel him pushing me away from that looming danger. It's not my fault that he was injured. The archaeologist was targeting me after all.
どうしたの?
Raul noticed that I had stopped eating. He really should be worrying about himself more than me right now. I shake my head to dispel my worrisome thoughts. Still, I feel kind of pathetic. I'm sorry, Raul. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have been injured tonight.
そんなこと気にしなくていいよ。俺がいなきゃ君が一人の時に狙われてたかもしれないしさ。君、今は人間と同じ体なんでしょ？ならむしろ守れてよかったよ。キューピッドが世界からいなくなったら大問題だよ。
But Raul, you still have filming to do. I feel horrible. If only I could heal wounds like Lord Apollo.
大丈夫だよ。キューピッドの仕事は恋結びでしょ？怪我を治すとかそんな描写見たことないよ。
But Raul,
人は人って言うでしょ？神も同じだよ。それに俺、別に傷を癒してほしくて神のことを好きになったんじゃないしさ。あ、もちろん神話が好きになったのはネプチューンに助けてもらったのがきっかけだけど。
wait, you said Neptune saved you?
そう。一番右にある石像見える？あれは俺がネプチューン祭りでオイスターに当たって死にそうな時に見た神の姿なんだ。
I set my plate down on the table and stare at the stone statue next to Raul's window.
あの神が現れた途端、死ぬかもって思った痛みや苦しみが全部消えてった。だから俺はネプチューンに命を救われたんだよ。
Raul looks up at the statue with genuine admiration, but that statue he's looking at is... That's Minerva. She can finally tell him now. The statue on the far right, the one you brought to the share house for a parasite house, that's my Aunt Minerva. I didn't tell him back then, but it feels so good to finally be able to say it out loud and know that I'm right.
ミネルヴァ神？そうだったんだ。でもそうだよな。ネプチューンが女性って結構無理あるんじゃって実は自分でも思ってたんだよね。ネプチューン祭りで見たからネプチューンだってずっと思ってたんだけど、そっか、俺を助けてくれたのはミネルヴァ神だったんだ。
In most cases, gods don't involve themselves with humans. Are you sure she saved you?
うん、確かにあの顔の人に助けられたよ。ここで死ぬ運命じゃないとか言われてさ。それにあれはミネルヴァ神そっくりなんだよね。
Well, yes, it does. I'll admit that I was quite surprised when I first saw it. It really captures her appearance. The other statues range from slightly off to completely wrong, but that statue of Auntie is spot on. If anything's different, it's that she always has her eyes closed. The statue has her eyes wide open. But that's basically negligible when you think about it. It'd be like arguing over the exact spelling of her name.
じゃあきっと本当に俺はミネルヴァ神に助けられたんだよ。たまたまにいるなんてそんなことないと思うし。
That much is definitely true. My aunt loves the human world. I wouldn't be surprised if she popped into the Neptune festival. Still, I can't see her going to such lengths as to save Raul. First of all, Lord Jupiter would be mad if he found out someone used their powers down here. They're fine in Celestia, of course. Maybe she saved him from Celestia. I can't help but find it hard to believe she'd save one human without a good reason. I have to imagine that Auntie was there by coincidence and that Raul was actually saved by a doctor who happened to be there. Regardless, that statue is scary accurate. I bet Auntie would love to see such a well-made statue. Do you mind if I snap a picture of that statue? I'd like to send it to my aunt.
もちろんだよ。光栄だよ。よければ他の石像も。
Thank you for the offer, but they don't really look like the gods, to be honest.
似てない？そうなの？
Well, yes. Dad, Lord Mars, looks a lot more stern, and he has a beard and is super tall. His clothes are different too.
それは耳寄りな情報だ。よければ絵に描いてくれない？
Raul jumps up and grabs a pen and paper and shoves it into my hands. I think I activated the enthusiast in him. I can't draw. I barely even know how to doodle. Isn't this the kind of thing that's best left to your imagination anyway?
そうかな。俺は君がキューピッドだって知られてすっごく嬉しいけど。
Why? Because I'm your one-way ticket to some heavenly details about the gods?
まさかこんな可愛い子が恋結びしてくれるって分かったからだよ。
Raul smiles and takes my hand as if trying to silently tell me his intent.
君からキューピッド女の子説を聞いてから俺もその線で調べ事をしていたって言ったでしょ。
Now that he mentioned it, I do.
でさ、どんな顔なのかなって思ってたんだけど、いくら想像しても君になっちゃってたんだ。
Aww. Oh, are you joking?
うん。俺にとってのキューピッドはずっと君だったから。でも正解だったなんて本当に驚きだよ。
That's so cute.
俺、本物のキューピッドに恋の演技を教えてもらってたんだね。ああ、それなのに全然ダメで不甲斐ないな。
You're not a failure, Raul. I know you're doing your best. I see how hard you're trying. If anything, I'm the pathetic one. I'm supposed to be the god of love, yet I haven't been able to show what it really means to love. For that, I'm so sorry.
多分大丈夫だよ。もうね。
My heart leaps in my chest as he squeezes my hand a bit tighter. His eyes are fiercely shining with passion. Raul is looking at me like a man in love. Wait a moment. I feel like a deer caught in the headlights of an oncoming car. Raul smiles at the sight of me frozen in place.
明日演技で見せるよ。
I waited for him to say more, but that's all he said.
それよりさ、よかったら他の石像も見てくれない？君の見解が聞きたいんだ。
Aw. The mood was intimate and you ruined it. In a flash, Raul's eyes are back to that fevered look he gets when he's talking about myths. Maybe I was just seeing things. Raul gets up, tugging me along towards the statues.
この石像はヴィーナスのつもりなんだけど、どう？似てる？似てない？
I tilt my head and look at the statue. Well, I think Mom would be happy to see it, but to be honest, it's slightly off.
そっか。っていうか本当にヴィーナスはキューピッドの母親なんだね。そこは神話と一緒だ。
Well, if we're talking specifics, it is different. Explaining the truth will only make things more complicated, so I decided to just let Raul have his fun.
それでどこら辺が惜しいの？
Well, Mom's face is a bit more elegant. She has thicker lips, longer lashes. Oh, and she's never naked. She's always dressed.
ああ、そっか。石像でも絵画でも裸が多いから神様ってみんな裸なのかなとか思ってたけど、
It must get
よ
cold.
く考えるとすっぱだかじゃ寒いよね。というかもしやヌードは美術的技法として理想の美を描くために選ばれただけで、本物の美の女神はその表現に使われただけ？
Mom begins to mumble to himself, and he takes his scarf and wraps it around the statue's neck. He then grabs the shirt and jacket and dresses the statue. It's
こん
cute.
なのとかどう？
I mean, I guess. I'm sure Mom would be pleased. Let me snap a picture for her. Oh wait, Mom doesn't have a smartphone, plus she and Auntie aren't on the best of terms.
スマホ持ってる神と持ってない神がいるの？
Well, the only god who has a smartphone is Aunt Minerva. She's the one who taught me how to use mine.
へえ、さすが知恵と戦の神だね。そっか。 ミネルヴァだけがスマホ持ってるんだ。
Well, this section is going so long that I'm not going to even probably record a second section. Let's see, is there even a choice in this one? There is. There is a choice, and it's a save file too. Let's keep going then. I'm sure it's coming up soon. Raul makes another mental note. His childlike glee shines in his eyes. By the way, I've been meaning to ask this, but where do you get those statues from?
ああ、これはみんな美術展や骨董品店で集めてきたんだ。ネプチューンじゃなかった。ミネルヴァだけ俺がスケッチしたのを元に石像屋に作ってもらったんだけどね。
So then where do you thrift this from? I motioned to the set of armor next to the statues. It's been bothering me ever since I first saw it. The armor is heavily rusted and looks old enough to be in a history museum.
ああ、これはね、アレキサンダー大王の鎧だよ。
You mean the person touted as the legendary hero who never lost a battle? That Alexander the Great? I recall learning about him during uni. I always thought that he was fictitious, so I was shocked when I found out he was real. The stories about him are so surreal. He seems like a made-up person, but in truth is always stranger than fiction.
そうそう、マケドニアの王様で自分はゼウスの血を引いてるって言ってた史上最強の王様だよ。彼はヘラクレスとアキレウスの血を両親から受け継いでるんだって。憧れるよ。トロイア戦争で活躍したアキレウスも好きなんだけど、やっぱ一番はアレキサンダー大王だよな。なんといっても当時絶対倒せないとまで思われたペルシャを打ち破った戦いぶりがかっこいいよね。32歳で熱病にかかって死ななければ世界全土を征服していたかもしれないとまで言われる大英雄アレキサンダー。彼がもしもっと長く生きていればきっと今の世界も形が違っただろうね。ああ、そんな世界も見てみたかったな。
I never knew you were so into Alexander the Great.
いやー、父さんから子供の頃にこの鎧をもらってからすっかり大ファンになっちゃったんだ。いつかアレキサンダー大王役やるのが夢だよ。
Your father? So does that mean he likes Alexander the Great as well?
うんうん、父さんはただ発掘しただけ。確かサマルカンドあたりから出てきたって言ってたかな。
Wait, excavation site.
言ってなかったっけ。父さんは考古学者なんだ。それであちこちの発掘作業に参加してるんだけど、いいのがあったら俺に送ってくれるんだ。この間もアレキサンダー大王の使っていた杯が届いたし。
Hey, hold the phone. I didn't know that. In fact, this is the first time I've heard about any of this.
あれってことはもしかして母さんが考古学者なことも言ってなかった？
It's news to me. Wait, so wait, you mean to tell me that both your parents are archaeologists?
そうそう、二人とも考古学者で冒険家なんだ。それで子供の頃は両親に連れられて俺も世界中を旅してたんだよね。ラウル、未知の財宝が呼んでいる、行くぞなんていきなり言われてさ、学校休んでついていったっけ。
I have a feeling that what he said didn't quite translate out. It sounded like he was imitating what his mom or dad said. Raul's eyes go soft like he's lost in memories of his childhood. It sounds like you have really fascinating parents.
うん、学校におとなしく学びに行くよりも大切なことがあるなんて言っててさ、すごくフリーダムで楽しかった。懐かしいな。発掘調査だって言ってアマゾンの奥地の遺跡を見に行ったり、砂漠のオアシスにある神殿を調査したり。あの頃マルタに捕まって川で流されたり、サバンナでライオンに追いかけられたりしなきゃ今の俺はいなかったよ。
I see, so that's how Raul got to be the mythology-loving action movie star. Makes sense with parents like that. That would also explain why he has such a well-prepared first aid kit. So both of his parents are archaeologists. At the thought of that word, I recall a memory. The woman who stalked Raul immediately comes to mind. Both of Raul's archaeologist parents must have a solid relationship. In a way, it seems the same for Raul and his date. I was so sure that Raul and the archaeologist were going to be a perfect match. After all, my power is matchmaking. I'm sure those two would have been great in a different situation. Maybe it was just a matter of me needing to trust her more, or maybe I need to stay out of Raul's life more. I can't help but ponder my regrets. After all, it only took a few missteps to lead to that bad ending in Raul's wound. Perhaps if they met on different terms, or I had offered better support, then maybe love would have flourished between them. After thinking things over, I come to a sudden realization. Raul's stab wound. Oh my god, there's no time for idle chit-chat. You need to rest and worry about your wound.
平気だよ。旅してた頃はもっとひどい怪我をしたことだってあるし。だからさ、こんな怪我大したことないんだ。それより俺はもっと君と話したいよ。だって君は。
You need to sleep, Raul. You're barely staying awake as this. Raul blushes and lets out a huge sleepy yawn.
ご飯食べて元気になったって思ったんだけどな。なんだか急に眠くなってきちゃった。俺、もっと君とゆっくり話したいんだけどな。
Raul rubs his eyes, fighting the sleepiness tugging at his eyelids. He clearly needs to rest from his injury. Come on, time for bed, Raul. I'll go get your bed ready. You need to rest so you can heal. I shove at Raul, trying to make him go to his bedroom for the second floor, but he's not moving one bit. Raul?
一つだけお願いしていい？
Yes, what can I do for you? If you need me to get something, then I...
今日泊まっていってほしいんだ。
Pardon? I look at his face. Once more, he's giving me those big, sad puppy dog eyes. Raul's message is clear, even through his sleepiness and fever. He's not playing around or trying to sleep with me. He's serious about wanting me here.
今日あんなことあったし、一人で寝たくないんだ。ちゃんとおとなしく寝るからさ。
What should I do? I look away for a moment, avoiding his earnest gaze. I feel it burning into me. Okay, so this is a save file. How many save files have we had? None? I think it's the save file 3, which is the first one in Raul's route. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna save over this one. And we're gonna say I don't want to leave him alone. Clarissa is going to absolutely never let me live this down if she finds out I'm here. But in my heart, I know I don't want to leave Raul alone either. In a way, I feel like it's my fault that he got stalked and even injured. I felt obligated to stay as part of my work as his advisor. Plus he said he wouldn't do anything. It's okay, right? Fine, I'll spend the night just to make sure you're safe.
やった。ありがとう。
Suddenly, Raul flashes me a tired, feverish smile. It's clear that his condition is worsening. I'm going to clean up, so why don't you head upstairs and get some rest?
待ってるね。
Oh, really? You're going to be waiting for her? Raul wobbles his way upstairs to his bedroom with a pleased smile on his face. As I watch him shakily make his way to his bedroom, I reassure myself that yes, this is the right choice. It's already 2 in the morning.
ちょっと。
Oh, so hurt. My throbbing arm wakes me up. I guess it's because I slept on my side.
ああ、結構痛いな。痛み止め切れちゃったか。
I placed a hand on my clammy forehead, then let out a sigh. I could feel the throbbing pain from my wound all over. No way I can stomach the medicine without eating something first. I guess I'll just go back to sleep so I can ignore it. But the pain is strong enough that it's hard to fall asleep again. That's when I decided to turn over to my other side. She's sleeping next to him. Lynette, she's actually sleeping next to me. That means she took my request seriously and decided to stay the night. I've never felt so at ease with someone in bed next to me. This is the first time I've ever craved that feeling too.
ずっと出会いと別れはセットだったもんな。
It's been close to impossible for me to have someone long-term due to my constant travels. I've met loads of people and learned something new every time. I'm glad that I've been able to live that kind of life. It's a very satisfying life from my perspective. But I never once thought that I'd be satisfied with laying next to someone like this.
ねえ、起きてる？
I whisper those words to her. In return, all I get is her sobs of deep breathing. I guess she's pretty worn out too. I reach out to take her hand. It's hard to believe that she's really next to me. That alone dulls my pain at least a little. The next thing I know, I feel a warm, fuzzy feeling all over. A strange pang of emotion ripples in my chest. It kind of tickles. I take her small hand and roll over closer to her and... Her prince kissing his princess, that's the kind of kiss I sneak her in her sleep. It's like Sleeping Beauty kiss. He looked really good in that picture. A kiss that's nothing more than a brief touch, the lightest kiss I've ever given a woman in my life. And yet that single chastity kiss has my heart racing. My heartbeat is so loud that I can hear it thudding in my chest. I can feel my blood coursing through my veins. A sound like crashing waves fills my ears. All of these sensations fill me with emotions I've never felt before.
そっか。
Do you realize that you're in love? I know what this is. The feeling inside me aren't meant to be taken lightly. This feeling, this emotion, a kind, precious feeling. I know the name of this feeling inside my racing heart.
だって、俺が今まで知らない感情なんて一つぐらいしかないじゃないか。
But I'm not sure that I'm 100% right. For now, I'll just assume what I'm feeling.
ね、リネット。
I whisper her name and gently kiss her again. I wonder if she'll soon scold me if she finds out. Hey, at least he didn't call her teacher. He's called her by her name. Not that I can hold these feelings back any longer. Cupid was worried that I didn't understand love, yet now she's here as a human woman who's willing to scold me.
確かに全然神っぽくないや。
I chuckle softly into the darkness of the room. She's sleeping soundly without a clue. She really is just like any other human woman. She puffs her cheeks when she's angry, and she stumbles through life. Sure, she's Cupid, but to me, this teacher is just a normal human woman. She told me that she wanted to be human, yet she went through all that trouble and even used her godly powers for me. I'm just honestly so thankful that she's worried about me, God or not. I feel like someone special to her. That's why I want to be by her side for as long as I can. With her here, I know I can rest easy.
おやすみ、リネット。
I whisper those words as soft as I can manage and kiss her one more time. Feeling satisfied and at peace, I lay next to her and then quietly close my eyes. That was so cute. First step of love. Are you going to admit it? Are you going to tell her? Alright, turn down the music. I could talk because, wow, that was a whole section, like over an hour all by itself. So that's where I'm going to end, unfortunately. I want to continue because now I am getting really excited for this route because there's no obstacles. they can just fall in love and be happy and go through the normal first steps of love and confessing and all that. The only obstacle is going to be probably Lynette trying not to get too close to him because he's a movie star and she's his advisor. Anyway, I hope he tells her so she could just throw that out of the park because she knows she likes him too. Anyway, that is the end for this episode. It's midnight, so like I'm going to get it edited, but it's going to be out extremely late. But if you did like or enjoy, drop a thumbs up down below and or subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.